Desiree, what's going on? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Can't complain. It's Monday, but we're feeling good. Feeling good, right? Getting closer to the fight for you and can't complain. Start a new month, all that stuff is fun, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I like that optimism right there.
Yes, of course. Can't go wrong. I mean, April Fool's is out of the way, so that's always good. I
Oh
hate
my
that.
gosh. My coach fooled me so bad the
Really?
other day about how like my opponent dropped out and all this stuff. I was ready to kill him.
Yeah,
I
that
was
is
ready to
not funny.
No, it's not.
Especially considering, that already happened too.
Absolutely. I was ready to beat his butt. I tell you what,
Oh
he's lucky
man.
he could beat me because woof.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. Well, aside from that, 2020 for you, obviously in terms of fighting, a little rough because of the three fight cancellations, but just overall, how was it for you? Of course, tough for all of us having to deal with the ridiculousness, but how would you summarize your year?
At first, I'll tell you, I was so devastated. I had multiple fights cancel on me last year, and then with Vita, I was like felt so close. It was right there. I could taste it almost, and then unfortunately things happened. We got weighed in and all that stuff, and I think she just had like a really tough weight cut, and because she did kind of look like it was a tough one for her. And I think maybe just, that's kind of what triggered that, COVID test or whatever. But hopefully this time everything is good to go. We're healthy and we can both get in there and scrap. But I know last year was so devastating for me at the beginning, but to be honest, I kind of count my blessings about it now because I feel like it's helped me grow into like grow into my flyweight division
Mhm.
because it's also my flyweight debut. And then also, I've gotten one camp training to figure out Vita. And now I have a whole nother camp
Mhm.
preparing and training for her. So I kind of consider it a blessing, it was very crappy. I hated it. I wanted to fight. It was very depressing at times because I honestly didn't know what I was doing with my life at one
Right.
point. But now, everything happens for a reason. I know that's so cliche, but it's true. And so I hope that, that year off just kind of made me into an all-around better MMA fighter, and hopefully I get to execute and see how that year off has done for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it sounds like a very good outlook that you have going into this. But initially, like, was it difficult to turn like maybe the frustrations into motivation at all?
It was. There was one point where I was even thinking like maybe I'm just not supposed to be fighting, and I just turned 31 and I have a boyfriend who we plan on like getting married this year and stuff. So I was like, maybe this is just time where I need to settle down, think about having kids, have a family, go get a real job. But then, like, as I started thinking about that, it started becoming real depressing
Right.
and real like, I don't want to do that yet. It's not my time. Like, I am a fighter through and through, always have been. Even though I've been only training for 5 years, I've always been a fighter inside. So I was just like, you know what? Shut up, quit feeling sorry for yourself. Some people have it worse. Some people, like, you know what I mean, are really going through it and you just can't fight. Like, get over it. And take it and run with it and use it to your advantage. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I've just been training my butt off, trying to become better, trying to just, figure out who I am as a fighter and what kind of fighter I want to be. Because like I said, I've only been I've been training 5 years, fighting for 4. So it's not that long compared to most of these girls. And so I'm still trying to figure out what kind of fighter I want to be. And I kind of got the hang of it, kind of got to do that. And me and my coach kind of found my happy place and where I want to be in the fight. So hopefully I get to just execute that, on the 16th and see what happens.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to seeing it. And I think career's gone pretty good so far. Still got a lot to do and achieve. I'm sure the goals you want to hit, but yeah, the extra time here is gonna surely there's the benefits to it as we've been talking about here. But on the flip side, do you feel maybe any pressure from it to come in and it's hadn't given you more time to think about, oh, Bellator debut?
So the first camp with Vita, I was kind of nervous, and it was one of those thoughts where I was like, I have to win this fight. It's my Bellator debut. I have to win. Blah 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 blah. But now, like, I have not thought about like I have to win at all for this fight. It's like I'm just blessed that it's happening again, and hopefully, if all goes to plan, we actually get to get in there. And my main focus, obviously, I'm going to do everything I can to win because that's what I want
Yep.
to happen. I do want to win,
What? No
but
way.
that's not something I'm like stressing over. I'm not stressing about winning. I just want to go have fun. Like I want to go, enjoy every minute of it. Even if it doesn't go my way, I still want to go in there and have fun doing it. And because who knows when I'm going to be able to do it again, and who knows, like, you know what I'm saying? So take advantage, run with it too. And I just hope that, you know, everything goes to plan and we get to get locked in there. And once we do, like, okay, like we're getting locked in here. Let's do this. Let's have fun. Like, quit focusing on winning, you know, because sometimes that gets in the way of everything else. That's just one less thing I have to worry about. If I don't have to worry about winning, then all I get to go in there and do what I love to do. And that's what's most important to me. So it's actually, again, it was really horrible when the fight got canceled, but in my opinion, it's been a huge blessing because, like I said, the first fight I was so stressed about. I need to win my Bellator debut. I got to make an impression. They're going to love me regardless, win or lose, because I'm an exciting fighter. I put on a show no matter what happens. So they're going to love me regardless. So now I just got to go and have fun and make it work, you know?
Yeah, well, that sounds like a massive, you know, bonus from having to had the time and the cancellations and all that. A great mindset change, sort of, and you know, just that focus being shifted to a little bit more positive and relaxed, right? So
absolutely, yeah. I haven't had any like weird adrenaline dumps like I normally do throughout camp. I haven't had any like nervous, like I'm about to fight, you know, I'm about to fight a tough chick. Like, no, it's been like, man, I'm about to fight a tough chick. We're about to get down in there. We're about to bleed. We're about to like put on a show. This might be like fight of the night. It's about to go down. Like, it's been a complete change in my brain with like, who cares if you don't win? Just go do what you love to do. Like, that's the most important thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's exciting. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
It's very exciting indeed. And especially I think that's important too when so many people consider the sport more mental than physical. I don't know where you fall on that line of thinking, but you know, in that regard, sounds like the best way you could approach this.
Absolutely, yes. And that's the thing. I used to be such a mental fighter, also coming off of a, you know, loss in Combate and not fighting for a whole year. Like I said, that first camp with Veta, it was so focused on like, I need to win, I need to get this win, blah, blah, blah. I need to get my record back to where I need it to be. But now it's like, if I lose, I lose. Bellator's going to love me regardless. And I got a contract with them. I'm going to come back. So it doesn't matter. But like, obviously that's not the goal. The goal is to win, get my hand raised and do everything I can to do it. And I plan to execute that, but I'm going to have fun doing it. And that's what's most important to me for sure.
Yeah, can't go wrong with having fun, right? I mean,
absolutely. Why do it if you don't love it, man? Why do it if you don't love it? It's not like we get paid a bunch. Like we don't get paid enough to get hit in the face. Come on now, so we do it because we love
it. As for the physical side of things, though, you know, you mentioned the extra time too to help you get acclimated going back to flyweight, and so just in that regard, how are you feeling physically now compared to, you know, when the fight was initially made?
So when I first started my first camp, you know, I was still trying to put on some muscle, some weight, which isn't hard for me, to be honest. But you know, it was still just a different kind of build and all that stuff. You don't want to get too muscular where you're slow and tired. You don't, you know what I mean? So it was hard for me to find that balance. But I think I started off the second camp with Veta, a little thicker muscular wise, a little more fuller in different areas that'll help me in the long run. Like, you know, my bottom half, my legs, which that's where your power comes from, definitely started filling out a lot. So it's kind of cool because like when you see the last weigh-in picture with me and her, I wasn't really that, you know, I was a little softer in certain areas, things like that. And then you look at me now and it's just like a completely different, you know, physique all around. So I'm really excited. I feel great. I mean, I look at myself, I'm like, how did I even fight at 115, dude? Like, that's crazy. Like, I was so skinny and just, you know, but I don't feel like normally 2 weeks out when I fought at 115, I used to feel so weak, so tired, hungry. But I'm still eating really good. I'm still dropping the weight. I feel amazing. I got to spar my last hard spar day on Friday. It was the best I'd ever felt cardio wise, just because I didn't have to like cut into my like eating and stuff. So I feel great. I'm surprised I didn't make this move a long time ago, but you know, better late than never. So
yeah, exactly. And the less weight to cut, the better, right?
Absolutely. I think we should just get rid of the weight cutting altogether. But hey,
that's a whole long different topic.
Absolutely.
But it's funny, Desiree.
I feel great.
Yeah, awesome. I want to I remember hearing the story about how you got into MMA, which was your brother kind of pushed you to do self-defense, right? To be able to protect yourself a
Yeah.
little better than maybe you just could naturally, right?
Yeah, I was actually like trying to travel the world.
Yeah.
Had just got done traveling like the US in certain areas, and I was planning on going to like India and like all these like other places, and he was like, "No, you need to learn proper." And I was like, "I know how to defend myself," thinking I'm all some kind of gangster
Yeah.
type whatever girl. And he was like, "No, you need to properly learn how to like choke people out, this and that." And I've been an athlete my whole life, played softball, basketball, that stuff. And so it kind of just started coming naturally. And after a week, I was like, crap, I guess I'm not going anywhere. Like, and honestly, that's where I met my boyfriend. And then after, I didn't honestly think I was ever going to fight. To be honest, I just wanted to train. I loved it. I thought it was fun. I just wanted to do a bunch of jiu-jitsu competitions because that's where I fell in love with the most at first. And my boyfriend's the one that talked me into doing this amateur fight, this random fight. I didn't even know I was fighting this fight. It was such a mess. It was
Wow.
crazy. He posted the card and I was on it and I was like, let me message this guy. I didn't know. Nobody told me anything. It was such a mess. But I ended up winning. It was great. And then it was over after that. I fell in love. So definitely my second love is fighting for sure.
Right on. Did you ever make it to India?
I did not. Probably won't ever go, but who knows? You never know.
Plenty of time. You have plenty of
There's
time.
plenty of time.
Yeah.
Maybe after I retire, but no, I
Right.
never went. And it's pretty funny because I was like, I'm only going to do this for 6 months and then I'm going.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Crazy how things work
Which is
out, huh?
great. Everything happens for a reason, right? Like I said, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Exactly. And what does your brother think of your success now, having,
Oh, he's so proud of me. It's really awesome. And I have him to thank a lot of like all of this because I wouldn't have met my boyfriend. He's now like my future husband. I wouldn't have been fighting. Who knows what I'd be doing? I'd probably still be bartending. I don't know, which is, I don't want to do that no more,
Mm-hmm.
too old for that. So, nothing wrong with bartending, but it's not for me anymore. But it's just like, who knows where I'd be had he not pushed me to do this. And he didn't even force. He just wanted me to learn self-defense. He didn't know if I was going to like it or not. But being an athlete, a natural athlete, I fell in love with it. And I was getting really good really fast just because, I have that natural athleticism and stuff. So it was awesome. Just kind of just seeing that transition. Even now, seeing the transition from last year to now is it's crazy. It's crazy how much you can actually learn in the sport. It's endless, literally. Endless.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just love that story too, because it's like the definition of you really don't know what something can lead to,
Absolutely.
So that's really very cool.
Crazy. Yeah.
And just as for, your start in MMA, you have been through LFA, Combate, very good promotions for kind of their regional scenes and what have you, and getting to go through them. Just like how beneficial do you think that has been to, gaining experience in your growth in general, competing for those promotions?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my first fight with LFA, I got armbarred by a really bomb chick who I am now really good friends with. I love her dearly. And that was like one of those things where like, oh, okay, well, I'm in the big leagues now. I need to step it up. You know what I mean? Because for me, that fight, the first round, it was the first round I got armbarred, but the first few minutes of the round, I was like, oh yeah, I'm winning. This girl ain't nothing. And then she threw the slickest armbar on me in the world. I was like, what? My coach even said, he was like, there was nothing you could do about that. That was just slick. That was just slick. He's like, you did great. She just was slick. And I was like, dang, so there's levels to this, and that's when I knew there's levels to this stuff, man. And you just gotta you gotta prepare yourself in every way you can and hope for the best and hope you execute when you can. And after that LFA fight, I was like, all right, I don't know what I gotta do. Let's do armbar drills, escapes, let's do this, let's do that. So even now, like I said, I've been learning so much, and I've fought some tough chicks, man. And so, not to take away from Veta, she's very tough, very, very, very talented. But I have fought tough chicks, and I'm nothing I'm not used to. So it's just kind of more exciting for me now because it's like I fought tough chicks when I wasn't at the level I am now. So I'm kind of excited to see, how it is fighting a super tough chick at the level that I am at this moment. So because I've been learning so much every day. And hopefully that just, goes into the cage and hopefully I can execute that.
Yeah. And just from, talking to you, I get the sense that you didn't assume to kind of be in this spot at the start of your career. So like
No.
as things progressed on, maybe by the third or fourth fight, however many, did this feel kind of like the timing that you expected to be on a stage like Bellator?
I was not expecting to be on Bellator this soon. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad because I am a little older. I just turned 31, so I'm glad it happened. I didn't want to be like too late, fighting with them. What my goal was to get to Bellator by like 32, so I made it sooner, which is awesome. But when I got the call, I was not expecting it at all. I cried the whole, that whole mess. It was bad. It was bad, but it was exciting because I was stuck in a contract with Combate, but they weren't having any fights. The corona stuff was a mess and they couldn't give us actual dates on when. And for a second there, they weren't going to let me out of my contract. But luckily, my managers, my coach pulled that through and, I got the call. My manager FaceTimed me and he was like, hey. And I was like, hey. And he was like, you're in Bellator. I was like, what? And it was cool. So, they offered me the 3-fight contract and they were like, hey, we can offer you a 3-fight contract if you want to fight Veta as your first opponent. And, I checked her. I already know who Veta was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but I checked her out more to see if I was ready. And I'm like, dude, I've fought tough chick. She's just another tough chick. She's amazing. She's talented, just like all the other girls I fought. But I can't discredit myself. Of course I'm ready. I'm ready for anything. So let's do it. You know what I mean? I got a 3-fight contract. Once y'all see me fight this chick, no matter what happens, no matter the outcome, I'm not going nowhere. So, I just had to take it and run with it because I'm like, yeah, when am I ever going to get this opportunity again? So,
Exactly.
I was getting this contract was everything to me. So I'm just very, very blessed and I'm happy to be a part of Bellator.
Well, yeah, very late congratulations, because it did come last year, but here we are now and getting ready for the fight to finally happen. So can't wait for it. But I will leave you with 2 last things here, Desiree. Been great getting to chat with you. You have some fantastic ink, plenty of tattoos.
Oh, thanks.
Just curious, what was the first tattoo you got and maybe the story behind it?
I have these little music notes. I don't even know if you can see it, but it's like little music notes on my wrist. They were not even that big at all, very small little music notes. And then after that, it was just over. I got music notes because I love music. I don't know.
There you go.
I can't play. I can't sing. Don't ask me to sing. I don't do none of that. But I love music a lot. And so after that, I got them like literally my 18th birthday. And then after that, it was over. I was like, could not stop. I don't know what happened. It was like one of
the addiction is real.
It just kept coming. And then I made like friends in the tattoo shop and they'd call me because if they get like a cancellation, be like, hey, I got a cancellation today. You think you want to come in and just get something? Because like a lot of stuff on my legs are just like random beautiful pieces that they wanted to just put on somebody. And yeah, so here I am. I'm just covered in all this beautiful art.
Yeah.
Because, we got bored one day.
Just how it goes.
It's how it goes. I'm just here to support my friends. So.
Right. Yes. Well, that is awesome. And then as for your nickname, Dirty Des, great nickname. Did you give that to yourself or does that have a story behind it too?
No, it has a story. Like I said, I played sports my whole life. Softball was my main sport. I was actually trying to go to college for softball. And anyways, in high school, my main position was shortstop, but every now and again, they made me pitch. And so every time I pitched, I had this like nasty or dirty changeup. And so whenever I struck them out with it, people would be like, oh, there Des go doing them dirty again. And it kind of just turned into like Dirty Des. And I've had it since high school. And I didn't think it was going to transition into any fight name. And it's funny because even before I started fighting, my Instagram name was Dirty Des.
Oh, okay.
And then it just stuck, I guess. People were like, oh, Dirty Des, that's a good fight name. I was like, oh, there's fight names? What's that? I didn't know there was a fight name thing. Like that made it was funny because I was like, oh, that's actually just my nickname. I get called that regularly. So
oh, that is great. It comes from not MMA. That's awesome.
Yeah. It comes from something totally different sport, but here we are. It works, so I'll stick with it for sure.
Yeah, very versatile, that one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'd have to say so.
All right, Desiree. Well, that is all I got for you. Thanks so much for taking the time. I'm really looking forward to the debut. Was really looking forward to it the first time, but here we are. All systems go. No funny business here. Can't
No.
wait. Yeah, so,
Thank you so much.
yeah, thank you. And just
Thank
hope
you.
you have a great rest of the week and all the time leading up to the fight. So,
Thank you. Thank you. You have a good week too. I really appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. Thank you. Oh, hey, you made it to the end. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you like this video and want to see more like it, give it a like and maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Until then, we'll see you next time.